Hi, welcome to Bekah's Pins and Collectibles, and today we're going to do Disney pins again. It kind of snowed today, so I decided to put my orange bird ears on because I needed some sunshine. It's a little depressing that it's already snowing and it's early November, so there you go. So I've been trading and buying Disney pins and other pins. I'm going to share with you my trades and my purchases, but I also have another surprise today. I got this today in the mail, and this is from BekahDoesDisney. This is a pin. It's not a subscription, but it is Canadian, and you can buy a $50, a $100, and I think maybe a $200. I'll have to double check that for you before we get on with the video. But basically, I bought the $50 version, and I'm here to look at it, do a bit of a review to see, is it worth your while buying from BekahDoesDisney? Because us Canadians often have a challenge trying to find blind bags and boxes that make sense from a financial perspective. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to look at this. I'm going to share with you today what my findings are, what kind of pins I get. I have no idea what's in here, so it'll be fun. But before I get started and go down to my little table with all my pins and turn the camera around, I got to put my eyes on so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so this is the first set of collection of pins that I got recently. I've done a lot of trading and buying of pins recently. I've got a few on the side here that I've also purchased. All right, let's start with this box, this bag here. These are my trades and my purchases from my online friends, my Canadian pin trading group that I belong to. Let's see here, we've got, this is pretty cool actually. I got this sort of transfer sticker, which I really love, of this castle. So I'll find a way to display this somehow. I don't know how, but... And again, I thank you for your purchase. Have a magical day, the Grantums. So thank you, Grantums. I really appreciate that. All right, so we got the first of the two pins, the World Showcase pin, which anyone who's been to Epcot at Walt Disney World knows that World Showcase is a pretty neat place with all the various countries there. And this is the... you will see this on the garbage cans, actually, sort of this logo. I really love this pin. And then we've got this 2018 pin from Walt Disney World. Now, I'm not usually a big fan of the dated pins, but I am planning on putting little shadow boxes together of our trips. And 2018 was one of the years that we got to go, and I really love this pin. At the Small World, and you've got Epcot, and you've got Hollywood Studios there. So there's Animal Kingdom down below. So I really, really love this pin. It's really cute. I'm going to take a look at the back. Waffle pattern looks good. Everything looks like it should in the back, so it's definitely a real pin. Now let's do this one. What do we got here? I got two pins in this one. Two for the price of one. Now this one was free. Let's start with this one. This one was free. They just put this in here as like a surprise. It's a shell. Can't remember if this is a shell from Little Mermaid or if it's a conch shell from, say, Moana. I want to say Little Mermaid, though. I'm not 100% sure that this is a real pin. I still like it, though. It's kind of fun to get something free. So, you know, I'm not going to say no to that. But this is the pin that I actually bought or traded for. And this is Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, because I have an Emperor's New Groove collection starting up. Let's take a look at the back of this pin. This pin looks good. Everything looks good. I mean, the actual pin post itself is a little on the crooked side here, as you can tell. But sometimes those things kind of get crooked, so that's all right. All right, next we're going to go to this pile here. Oh, yes, I remember this one. This is a trade. I traded this guy for another limited release that I had. A limited edition, rather. This is a Princess and the Frog spinner pin, which I absolutely adore. This is beautiful. There's Tiana, Dr. Facilier, turn him around. There's Louis and Ray. I absolutely love this pin. It's beautiful. And then you can see here, limited edition of 3,000. Here's the Morocco pin with Jasmine. Now, you see how I have this World Showcase pin? The idea here is to create a pin board that's in a shadow box that has this with the Epcot ball as part of the showcase. And then I want to collect all of the countries of this set, which they do exist. The issue with this set is they were faked. So it's really difficult to find the originals or the legit pins. So we're going to take a look at this pin here at the back. Now, let's see. We're going to look for telltale signs of a fake pin. The Mickeys look okay, although they're not super deep, which makes me wonder. The pin posts are good. This pin post is a little on the loose side, not totally strong. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure that this is a real, like you can see the edging here is a little bit questionable. But you know what? I love this pin, so I don't really care, to be honest with you. Even if it is a scrapper, I'm going to keep it and it's going to go on my board anyways. I'll just not trade it as a real pin anytime soon, just in case. And what do we got here? This is another one, which, oh, this container. Yes, I remember this now. Let me take a look at this. All right, if you sell pins or if you trade pins, please don't do this. This is a bubble wrap container that they just basically glued together, like two pieces that glue together. It's almost impossible to get this pin out. Please don't do this again in future because this is just not cool. There's Orange Bird, which I also collect Orange Bird. Very appropriate considering the ears that I was starting out this video with. So that's pretty cool. So I'm not a like full-on expert on all things pins when it comes to Disney pins. I can be fooled with fakes as well. But, you know, be careful because sometimes the back waffle pattern, if it has a waffle pattern, might look really good and everything else might look okay. But the front will sometimes will give away the pin because the colors will be off or the face won't look right or the eyes look a bit weird. So just keep an eye on that. It's the whole picture of the pin, not just the back, that will tell you whether it's authentic or not. So just keep that in mind when you're buying and selling pins or trading pins. Next on to my sales, and then we're going to do that secret bag. Oh, I forgot a few. I forgot two other pins actually. I completely forgot about this. This is the Maleficent Carousel. This is part of a booster pack, which I believe has 4 horses in total, or carousel horses in total, maybe 6, but I think it's 4. And I bought this as an individual that somebody was selling in my pin group. And it's a double backed pin, which I really love. So when you have double posts like that, you're not going to see those little bits here. That's completely fine. And then if you look at the actual waffle pattern, it's nice and clear and concise and everything's perfect. So this is in fact very much a real pin, and it's actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. For some reason, I thought it would be a lot smaller. Now, funny story. About 2 years ago when we were at the parks last, I found this pin. It's a key pin of the Epcot ball. Now, it's pretty light, and if you look at the back, you can see where the waffle pattern here is kind of messed up, right? You can see like an edge here along the line, and you can see there's an edging here where the waffle pattern doesn't go over the edge. It just kind of ends right here. So that tells me right away, it told me right away when I got this that it was faked, right? So it's got the pass holder and it's not really clear. It's kind of muddy. Definitely a fake pin. But I love this pin. I love the look of it. So I kept it on my board looking for the real thing. I thought one day I'm going to replace it with the real thing. Well, guess what I found? The real thing. So we're going to do a cross comparison between the fake and the real thing so you can see the difference between a dud and this one. Okay, so this is the real one and this is the fake one. Okay, the front looks pretty close to being exactly the same, right? But then let's flip it over and you'll be able to see the difference. So let's look at the top of this piece a little bit better here. So here's the two side by side. So if you look at the real one here, first of all, you can see that the metal is a slightly different tinge than the other one. It's a little bit of a different color. Pass holder, super clear. You can read it really well. Pin trading, you can read it quite well. The waffle pattern goes all the way around the edge. There's no skipping of the waffle pattern comparative to this one here where you can see here where there's a bit of a line. So if you look at the actual key itself, so let me just pull it back a little bit here. There we go. This has an N number, an identification number, whereas this one doesn't. And if you look at the waffle pattern, again, this waffle pattern goes over the edges. You can see here it goes way over the edges, whereas with this one, it doesn't. You've got like a spot here where it doesn't go over the edge. Now also look at where the pins are located in these, right? So you can see where the pin is in the real one. It's kind of center stage here, whereas this one's off center to where the real pin should be. The star is more defined. This one is not. You can see there's a bit of error here where they've superimposed this Mickey waffling on top and it kind of messed up the star. So you can see there's quite a number of things that are very different between these two pins. But when you're trading in the park, you might not know that right off the bat when you're first looking and you'll say, oh, this is a really cool looking pin. And so you pick it up. Anyway, just to show you the difference between a real pin and a not so real pin. All right, so now to the good stuff. I've got this blind box from Becca Does Disney. This is the $50 magic box. She does have other denominations that you can buy. It's a blind bag. I have no idea what's in here. I'm not asked for my preferences, so it could be any kind of pins. I'm supposed to get $50+ of value in these pins. This is Canadian dollars. You can find her on Etsy. Her shop, Becca Does Disney, is on the Etsy shop, and I will link the link below so you can take a look at her shop. But I like the idea of a Canadian dollar store that I can get Canadian product. Well, it's Disney product, but through a Canadian distributor. I don't have to deal with exchange rates. I don't have to deal with duty. It's kind of nice. So let's take a look at it and see what we have. I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to go through this bag. Okay, so let's get to the good stuff, which is this blind box. It's actually not a box, it's a bag. I kind of anticipated it coming as a box. I was a little surprised to see it come in as a bag, but anyway, it's fine. So there's no preferences asked for. They're totally random. I have no clue what's in this bag. I've not asked for anything and I've not peeked either. So let's take a look. So we've got this kind of nice looking packaging, to be honest. It's wrapped with style. So let's take a look. And there looks like there's another bubble envelope inside the actual envelope, which is interesting. Tried not to peek while I was doing that. Let's do number 1. Oh, it's cute. It comes in all packaged. This is really cute. Let's open this up. Oh, this is interesting. So I already have one of these. So this is the Pixar wheel from Disneyland Resort, and this is a 2020 pin. I know for a fact that this has like a $15 value. Kind of okay, I've got 2 of these now, so that's fine. Okay, let's see if we get something different. Hopefully another 2020 pin, because that would really suck if I got 2 of those. But here we go. Let's do this one here. What have we got in here? It's like Christmas. Oh my gosh. You know, we got snow this morning, so that's not a bad thing. Oh, Maui. Oh, just bought this off one of my pin trader friends. Oh my goodness. I have 2 of each one of these pins. I love Maui, so he's a nice pin. Let's see, what else have we got in here? It looks like they've got a couple more pins in here, actually. Let's take a look at what else we've got. I do like the fact that she wraps each one of these individually, though. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's like having Christmas morning. Cheers to the pirate life. Well, this is cool. I love this. This is neat. Let's get a close-up of this one here. There we go. There's Johnny Depp's character. This is at the end of the pirate ride, which I love, and it comes from the Disney Parks collection. So we're going to take a look at the back of this. Oh yeah, look at that clean waffle pattern. My goodness, that is a beautiful pin. Definitely legit. What else have we got? We've got a card. Follow us on Instagram at BekahDoesDisney. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you, Becca. There's 2 more pins in here. Which one should I do first? Let's do this one here. She does wrap them well, I'll tell you that. You don't have to worry about these things getting scratched up during transport. Oh, neat. Radiator Springs Racers. Well, again, another parks attraction piece from California Adventure. Actually, it's one of my favorite rides out of Disney California's Adventure, which we got to do last year. There we go. And there's the back. Again, a beautiful waffle pattern. Last but not least for this $50 box, may have to do a $100 box to see what we got. Oh, and I got Moana. And I already have Moana. That is so funny. So I have these 2 that I can sell as a pair. Out of these 5, I have essentially 3 pins that I already own or about to trade for. And then these 2 are new to me. Here's the top question. Is a Becca Does Disney bag or box worth it? Okay, let's go through this. I did my research by going to pinpicks.com to look at the original price for these items when they were sold at the time that they were out in the stores. That'll give you a sense of value around these pins. Now, whether the person paid that for these pins, doubt it. I doubt it. Obviously, she needs to make money somewhere. But for $50, this is basically what turned out. So the retail value on Russell here was $9.40. I paid that recently through Shop Disney because these pins are on, in fact, I think they're still on Shop Disney online. So I paid that $9.40 for this US dollars for this pin. For Maui was $12.99. Moana was $9.99. Cheers to Pirate Life was $9.99, and the Racers was $9.99. So the total value of these 5 pins, original retail value, is $52.36 in total. So $52.36 American is what you would have paid for these had you gone to the Disney parks to buy these pins, or had you bought them off of Shop Disney when they first came out. Another thing I'd like to add to this little piece though is that while I paid $50 for these 5 pins, I also paid $10 to ship them to my house because it came tracked. I also paid an additional $7 and I think 60 cents in tax. So really this came out to be $67, which when you break it down between the 5 pins, these pins ended up costing me $13 a piece. Would I pay $13 a piece for these pins if I had bought them at US dollars from Shop Disney and had them sent to my house? The answer is yes, because I would have had to pay $74. That's before shipping to have these pins come to my house from Shop Disney living in Canada. Again, are you getting value? If you just look at the $50 box, then yes, all of these are $10 pins for sure. And you're getting your value at Becah Does Disney. Now, if you're looking at including your shipping and your tax, which you really should in the equation, then really I paid almost 14 or 13 and a half for each one of these pins. Now, as a pin reseller, I can tell you that, for example, these 2 I have duplicates of. So I'm going to try to resell this. Will I get $15 for these to help recover the money that I got for this and maybe make a little bit of a profit? I highly doubt it. This is the kind of thing I go through in my head is if maybe I'll just keep them and just use them for trade value, which is probably best because I'm trading basically these pins for other pins of equal value, but maybe meet more my collective needs, right, in terms of my collections. So again, just something to think about. You might get duplicates if you're already a collector, you may end up getting duplicates. Keep that in mind. And if you're not a collector, you're just starting, this might be a really great way to give you instant pins, in a larger quantity. So if I get a $100 bag of these, I should get at least 10 pins of this value, or get maybe a limited release pin that has like a $20 or $30 value in that lot. You have to ask yourself, if you're going to spend $50 on pins, do you want somebody else choosing the pins for you, or do you want to select your own? That's the key. That's my take on Disney pins today. I got to share with you the pins that I got for my own collection, but more importantly, kind of went through a fake versus a real pin, which is really cool. We rarely get the opportunity to do that. And more importantly, I got to share with you today the Becah Does Disney blind bag experience, which you can find her at Etsy. I will put her link down below for her Etsy store. I actually really like that bag. And although I have 3 of the pins already, I still love that I got value out of that bag. So yeah, I would recommend trying it. There's no way to choose the kind of pins you get. It's totally random, totally a surprise, but it would make a really great gift for somebody who's a pin collector that you know in your family or in your friend circle. During this COVID time frame, a little dash of Disney will do you good. So if you feel like you can share this magic with somebody, this would be a great way to do it. You don't have to subscribe to Becah Does Disney. You can do one-time purchases. So I would recommend trying the $50 bag and see what you think. I'm going to try the $100 version next time, and I'm going to get back to you and let you know what that's all about. Again, thanks for watching. And if anything ever interests you on my channel, remember that I'm always updating my store. And if you think you might be interested in something that might be in my eBay store, take a look at the link down below and see if it's still there, because it could be yours. So thanks again for watching Plugowski Pins and Collectibles, and we'll see you next time. Bye.